Happy New Year, Khan! My name's Alex Campbell.
And I'm Mark Palmer.
And you're watching the 5th episode of Dissecting Vikings. So our opening scene in this episode is Bjorni, Halfdan and Sindri just like destroying these armed guards, big swords, jumping on camelback and just like riding out of the sandstorm. They get on their boats and sail off, and then
We can just start again. Andrew. Old man Andrew. We'll be right back.
Papa Bear by Marks. You get this over-under big game gun, 6 rubber-tipped darts, and this big battery-powered grizzly bear. Batteries extra, of course. When you bop the bear in the right place, he growls and goes the other way.
Let me take a shot at him. Careful, he's pretty ferocious. Gee, this is terrific.
so yeah, Bjorni, Halfdan and Sindri. I really like the scenario they're in. I like that main antagonist who like fed the commander to them and cannibal. I was really enjoying that whole scenario, and now it's just gone.
It felt rushed.
It felt very rushed. And then you see them going into Kattegat, like the end scene.
Skip the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, so they're in like the Mediterranean. They've come right around
Did
like
no one
past
chase them?
France, and I don't know.
It's just kind of...
It was, which I really liked that storyline where it was going, and I wanted that to be the Bjorni storyline for this.
To be fair, what happened
few more
in
episodes
actual
at least.
history though? Like, maybe after that he did leg it.
Maybe.
I haven't read up on enough of it to know.
It's pretty vague. I think it's just like Bjorni explored the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it was pretty... Yeah, it's just like they were building it to nothing, you
Mm.
know? Like, and even still, like, they were like, oh, let's kill them, and it's just like, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah,
It didn't even show them run, they were just
I
on
joked
the
in the last episode, I look forward to Bjorni destroying all these guys with a small bit of metal, and he kind of did. They
Well,
could have
couple.
killed them, but Bjorni and Halfdan they got him somehow. They're Vikings, I guess. So in this episode, we get Ivar rocking up to the Bogan King. They make their little alliance. A lot of this good dialogue, which leads into Harold Finehouse saying, "What is this guy doing here? Just kill him."
What's the point of him? Why don't you just kill him?
And Ivar's like, "He's a great warrior," and it comes out later that he's going to use him to fight. Maybe.
It was interesting the way he, like, convinced him to fight, saying, you're not killing Christians, you're just killing other, as you call, pagans.
Yeah, well, I guess it makes sense for Bishop Hageman, and he's like,
It's not bad you're dead.
yeah, like, ooh, you're gonna get crucified, or you're just gonna come and kill pagans with me. So, do you think he's just gonna get off the boat at Kattegat and start slaughtering Vikings?
Well, I mean, honestly, if he tried to betray
Just like-
Ivar, it's completely pointless because he's the only person keeping him alive.
I imagine him just killing 3 of them, just heading for the hills. Although then he's trapped.
He doesn't know the way to get back to England.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to, like, even get a fishing boat or anything, because he doesn't speak Norse.
Well, I don't even know if he knows how to work the sunstone and all that.
No,
sort of stuff.
I don't think he would. I think that it's a Viking thing. So yeah, he's pretty much stuck on this journey.
He's just gonna watch it pan out, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's cool, interesting. I didn't see it coming at all. Like, before he got captured, I did not expect that to be a story.
When I saw him give me the knife, I'm like, he's seriously not gonna kill himself, is he? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that would be anticlimactic.
It was cool the way Ivar was like, I'm not giving you the opportunity to die for the Lord or whatever.
Yeah,
And I was just
yeah.
like, well, fuck. I'm gonna die. If I die right now because I don't help you, it's just a death.
Yeah, and I believe Christianity talks down on suicide at some point in their scripture.
Exactly.
So he could really do that. Yeah, so that'll
Their
be
relationship's
interesting.
cool.
I liked that scene where he was talking to him and he was talking about how he was such a great warrior and skilled, and he
was
looked up
jealous
to
of
him.
him.
Yeah, he was jealous of him, he admired him. That was a really good scene.
Why do you offer me this choice?
Because I am jealous of you. I would like to be like you.
And it is interesting. I mean, it's a bit weird from our perspective, but you can imagine this mad Viking capturing this guy because he's jealous of him and how good a fighter he is, and then using him as a weapon.
It's because when you think about it, Ivar's like his mind is well beyond everyone else in the show, well and truly. But he
He's very
can't
intelligent.
be a great warrior.
No, never.
He can't.
Never. Yeah.
For he can be great for what he is.
Yeah.
But he has to rely on this.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
all about strategy.
All it takes is for someone to
Ruthlessness.
knock him off, like they had knocked him off the chariot
Yeah, and he was
before,
done.
or when he's doing that walking thing to just kick his leg over or something.
Yeah.
Bang! He can't
Yeah.
really defend himself.
That scene where he had the sword too and he cut the shark, I thought that was a bit cartoony. Like the whole thing came down. No, the earlier scene where Hegman is hacking at that deer,
Yeah.
that was realistic. Just cutting the shark completely in half was like, stuck out a little bit.
Although to be fair, he was going on about how sharp it was. And
Yeah.
stuff. I was just like, oh, Valerian steel.
I like the idea of like a famous sword with a story. Tolkien did it a lot, all the swords had stories and stuff. I haven't really done that in Vikings a lot. I think one of the kings had a sword which Ragnar took.
Yeah, the king's sword. That's kind of just vanished. No, she gave it to Lagertha.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it since then. Maybe Lagertha has it on her side. I'm not sure.
El Capriccio. Ganacha. Surprised you didn't get a goon sack.
Yes, I'm drinking fancy, Spanish wine?
Fancy by cheat, you mean, right?
I don't know, Ashley got it from work for her like going away present, so I presume it's expensive. This is $10 goon in here, I'm gonna finish that and try this.
Okay.
But this has more sugar, so I presume this is gonna taste a lot better than this somewhat expensive wine.
If it's red wine, it feels like it's been chilled.
Yeah.
You don't chill red wine, though.
Oh, fucking do what I want.
Don't want to rush those tannins.
I took the lid off so it would breathe and the tannins would whatever. So I'm halfway there. People. So young Alfred leaves. He talks about going to Linda's farm where Athelstan was whatever. Trained. Words escape me. And he says something to Egbert
That
about...
was cool. I didn't know Egbert had a first name.
What was his first name?
Oh, fuck. It was like this long word.
Yeah.
I was just like, I thought Egbert was his first name.
Well, King Ragnar was his first name. It wasn't King Lothbrok. But I guess Viking culture is completely different.
According to what I've read up, Lothbrok wasn't even actually his last name. It was just a name. Like Ironside, they gave him Lothbrok.
Yeah, well, he had hairy breeches, Ragnar hairy breeches, because he used to fight in like bearskin pants. But they didn't do that in the show.
Well, yeah.
Ragnar hairy breeches. Look it up, people. So yeah, Alfred's going off on his mission to one day, I guess, become king of all England. That's what it seemed like they were setting up.
It seems like he started thinking back on Egbert's words about how much he admired his father. And he's thinking, I should discover more about this man.
And he's looking at Athelwulf kind of constantly failing. To no fault of his own.
No, I think he's doing well for what
yeah, but the Vikings have just come in and fucking obliterated everything.
Yes, okay, here's something that's
Great heathen army.
They're all like, oh, well, we gotta get back to the swampland. It's like, why don't you just go back to one of your two kingdoms?
Yeah, well, that's where they were at the end.
Wessex and fucking
Northumbria?
No,
or was that Aelus?
Northumbria. That was Aelus. It's
Wessex and
should really know this.
Northumbria.
The one that crazy bitch was from.
Yeah, the crazy bitch who pissed on Ragnar.
What are you doing?
They have plenty of space to hide to instead of going to those bloody swamps.
Yeah, well, this kid just wants him to go and live in the swamp. So we should go back to the swamps and live.
Back to the swamps, of course.
What the fuck are you talking about?
If you've lost, fine, retreat back. But retreat back to your luxury bloody castle.
Yeah, not to the swamp. Dad, we should live in a swamp like
Why
Shrek.
swamp to begin with?
I guess that part got sacked and Egbert got killed and they were hiding from the heathen army. But they've left now.
Yeah, well and truly, it's pretty sure it's been months.
Back to the swamp, Mark.
Back to the swamps, of course.
So I was really worried about Floki and his new settlement just being destroyed before it left. because it's had such bad luck.
Yeah,
and
with
I love
that
Floki.
book in the last episode and stuff.
But yeah, they do rat on him, and Lagatha comes and she lets him go.
It wasn't
Which
those two who ratted on him though. It was
the son.
Old mate's son.
Yeah, who was in like Lagatha's close circle anyway, so I would have been highly suspicious of him. Who's his?
He's
Torvi's son.
Torvi's son. He's the son of
That red platy guy.
Yeah, it's not Earl. What was it? It was not opposite.
He got blood eagled.
Yeah.
I'll just show a picture
Borg.
of him.
Jarl Borg.
Oh, Jarl Borg.
Jarl Borg.
Yes, very good stuff. Very good. Jarl Borg.
I am Locutus of Borg.
So she lets him go, and at the beginning I was kind of like, it's a bit silly. But when I think back on what they've been through and all their history together, they would kind of have a pour together and be like kind of friends. So I guess maybe it makes sense from a personal level, just not a professional level.
Well, I thought to myself, if she kills him, this is completely breaking character. I don't care if she is queen.
Yeah, you could argue that.
Because, like, yeah, they have been close.
Even if she wants to hold her kingdom and be a ruler, it would be extremely hard for
And
her
if
to
he forces those people
Floki.
to stay as well.
It's Floki too, he's so lovable. Like Rollo, just kill Rollo. I don't give a fuck about Rollo. He's dead! Floki.
He's dead.
Nah, Rollo, I love Rollo.
Rollo's good.
But he's no Floki, you know.
He's no Floki. Floki was the
charisma.
He looks so weird without his makeup still.
Yeah, he doesn't do that anymore.
No, that died with Helga.
R.I.P. Floki's makeup.
Yeah, everyone seems so disappointed by Iceland. I'm like, it looks beautiful. What the fuck are they on about?
The way I see it is that he was really high on magic mushrooms. Just like having the great time, like seeing all the gods. Like, Iceland is amazing. He goes back, he brings people. They're not on magic mushrooms. And the reality of this, like, not barren wasteland. It has no trees.
Yeah, but that would only be on the beach, I assume. I assume once you got deeper, he's leading them somewhere.
He's leading them inland, which is weird. Normally you make a coastal community and people bring that up. That's always where people make habitats. But he's taken them inland. Iceland was a settlement of the Vikings. It was like...
Well, yeah, it's
just
evolved from that, hasn't it?
Yeah, they discovered it and it became a settlement and yeah, people living there still. And that's where all the chronicles and sagas are written hundreds of years after it all happened and whatnot.
You know what I mean, now it's cities and stuff.
Presumably.
I mean, I've never researched Iceland, but
I'll cut to a modern picture of Iceland now. Presumably it has skyscrapers and
it's
stuff.
got Floki standing on it.
Yeah, on a billboard.
Yeah.
Welcome to Iceland. So on this series, a couple of times now, Jasper and I and Steve and I have brought up Lagatha and how she hasn't aged and she had this massive arc from like housewife and farmer to shield maiden to Earl to...
King, queen.
Hey! Hey! Shut up!
That's where they know you were filming, eh?
I have like an on-air sign flashing out the front. And they just see it and they're like, oh fuck yeah!
Well, it happened last time too.
It did. We live in Kalanka. And people are bogan cunts.
For Americans, that's pretty much the Australian equivalent of redneck.
Yes, bogan is an Australian redneck. So, a couple of times I've spoken about Lagatha, her story arc being like a farmer to shield maiden to Earl, queen, and her appearance not quite matching that, and her acting not quite being at that old, grizzled, experienced queen. But I thought there were a few moments in the Floki dialogue where I've seen that a bit more. I was looking at the way she was acting and stuff, and she kind of had that experience about her. Shone out a little bit to me.
Yeah, I feel...
Maybe I'm looking for it, because I don't want
feel
any
like
errors.
You might be looking for it, because to me she seems lost. Like she has no freaking idea. And okay, I'm sorry, I would have murdered that bitch who keeps talking, you know, old mate's bloody wife. The slave bitch, she's like, you should overthrow her, you should overthrow her.
Really loud? On the horse? Like, they were all there, they started leaving. She's like, you see, Lagatha, she's fucked up, she's messed up. Just like, shit, yelling it.
You see how weak she is? She makes it look like she's controlling everything. But of course she has no real power, she just proved it.
You do that privately.
She's already been warned once, and then
yeah.
she gives him another. I guess if she killed him, she'd lose old mate's Upa's alliance.
Yeah.
But like whoever Tinny said in last episode, does he even have any bloody warriors? Like,
No. Oh, well, he returned with the boat, so like, I don't know, 10,
I mean, he is a
10
good warrior,
people.
and he would be a good leader.
Yeah, so Tinny is Steve, by the way.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah. Well, Steve showed me an old video of him playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots dressed up in cardboard boxes, so I'll cut to that footage now, just because it's embarrassing.
Kawalako Productions presents.
Go.
Steven wins.
So when it all is happening, Uber says, yes, I'll be fighting against my two brothers. This is going to rip my father's legacy apart. So do you think he's really invested in Lagatha? I mean, I think he's going to fight with her, but there's some conflict there. Will he jump out halfway through or something?
What, you mean jump out and like destroy and join up with Ivar? Now, there's no way he's going to join back up with Ivar.
Well, would Ivar murder him? I mean, he killed Sigurd, but
Yeah, but that was, you regretted that.
And Bjorn's coming in too.
That was the part I've been waiting to talk about. Bjorn, how the hell is he going to react to everything that's happened?
Angrily. Very angrily.
And
also, Halfdan is on the boat, who is brother with,
No, yes, exactly. Like
King Harold.
What? So what's he going to do?
well,
he respects Bjorn or what?
Yeah, well, what he's going to do, he's going to rock up. Presumably he had a few men and a few ships. He's going to say, I'm not going to fight against my brother.
My brother Halfdan is bringing them.
Is your brother like you?
No. He's much worse. He's much worse. Oh.
Well, spoilers, in the Viking sagas, King Harold Finehair is the king of Norway. So at some point...
He's going to succeed.
He's going to take
Well,
it.
they wouldn't be... He wouldn't be saying it so much if he wasn't going to succeed.
That's who he is. He's the king of all Norway. He was the first person to be king of all Norway in the sagas. So I presume it's going to be this battle where Kattegat is taken by either Ivar, who wants to be king there.
That was a confusing agreement, though. Like, so what? Ivar becomes king until he dies, then Finehair.
Then he goes to
over?
Finehair, yeah.
But he's younger than Finehair.
Yeah, but he's a fucking maniac who's crippled.
Yeah, but Fitzek's he's an idiot. You have to make Ivar king. It's like Ivar looked at him like, are you a fucking retard?
Fuck up.
I was not interested in being king.
Yeah.
He wants to go back to England.
Yeah, he does. All he really wants is revenge on Lagatha. All he cares about is she murdered his mother.
And since Fitzek said that, he had to add that into his whole scheme.
Yeah,
so he had to, because Finehair wasn't going to let that go.
Yeah, and then he questioned it, and Ivar's just like, we just talk.
That look, you got to cut to that look.
Straight to it, I like it. Yes, we will. But only if Ivar's made king.
Fitzek, yeah, just shut the fuck up. Who is he?
He's cool when he fights, but he's an idiit.
He's on the bottom of the dominance hierarchy. He's fucked up. He's one of Ragnar's sons. Yeah, it was great. It was amazing. Everyone laughing at him. So yeah, I presume that Ivar is going to kill Lagatha. I don't know how Bjorn is going to come to that.
Maybe Bjorn is not going to die. I can tell you that right now.
Ivar's not going to die at this point. Ivar has a lot to do. Ivar did a lot in England and died in England.
According to the internet, Bjorn becomes king of Sweden. So, yeah, he couldn't die in this war.
No, so Ivar's not going to die, Bjorn's going to die, Lagatha is going to die.
Lagatha is so dead. She needs to die. I used to love her character, but she needs to be...
Her arc is complete now. She's come from bottom to top, and as we've been talking about in this show, she's not quite doing it right.
Yeah, she was just so bent up on getting the power that people who want the power generally don't know how to rule.
In all cases, it's not bad, I think.
That would have been so much better if it wasn't chilled. No.
Intense colour.
Food colouring.
Intense cherry red colour, fleshy with gentle tannins.
I'm starting to grow on wine. Although it's weird, it's not very sweet, is it?
No, it's not. It's an acquired taste. But you know what isn't? Pizza, you know? People say you have to let
Pizza
wine
flavoured wine.
grow on you, but pizza is just good straight up. Wine, you have to fuck around with it.
Lots of things are just good. You know, you don't have to force yourself to like it.
I guess you have that thing with coffee at the beginning when a little kid and you taste coffee for the first time. You're like,
So one thing that is a fact is when you grow older, your taste buds diminish. So when you're a kid and you try it, the flavors will be too powerful.
yeah.
But anyway, so what we were talking.
We're talking about wine.
Lagatha's that chick. I can never remember her name. But now you'd find her.
I've written down.
Either way,
Astrid.
So
Yeah,
she's still loyal to Lagatha.
And she sends a message and we get a horribly confronting rape scene.
That guy is good at acting like a good person.
Yeah, I didn't see the rape scene coming. And then when it came...
I saw him raping her. I didn't see his family.
But it wasn't as bad because they'd agreed to it and she didn't really say no. Remember, like, everyone was up in arms about Sansa and fucking Olga?
Yeah, but no one cares about Astrid.
Yeah, but this was such a different rape scene. It was like a gang rape. It was a gang rape. And Sansa was married and she didn't protest violently. Astrid's like fighting like, no, don't rape me! Raped.
I mean, I sounded pretty hot when I was watching it at home. I said to my wife, I'm like, I said, to be fair, he only lasted like 30 seconds. If they all last as long as him, you're only going to lose like 10 minutes. You might as well just let it happen instead of trying to fight it.
Gonna be filled up with jizz though.
If you don't submit, I'll tell King Harold how you plan to betray him.
So in conclusion, I like to see where Floki's storyline is going. I think Bishop Hagman being a weapon for Ivar to unleash is a
That's
cool
one of the most
aspect.
interesting things at the moment.
I'm excited to see what Bjorn's gonna do. Stuff is starting to unfold and happen now, and I think this was a good episode.
It was a good episode, but it was still, like I said, a building episode.
Yeah.
It's all going to be the last 2 episodes when shit's going to hit the
2 or
fan,
3, hopefully.
And it's going to be a massive bloody cliffhanger.
Civil War.
Then cliffhanger.
You reckon?
Of course.
They don't do cliffhangers that much. Like.
No, that's only the episode. Actually, I was honestly surprised there was a cliffhanger at the end of the last episode.
Yeah, they do kind of do episode cliffhangers, but the season normally wraps up with like a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, you're right. We're just so used to TV shows doing cliffhangers at the end.
Yeah, well, yeah, the last season Ragnar was dead, the Heathen Army defeated them, and it just introduced Bishop Hagman and all credits. I remember one season of Breaking Bad, they ended on a cliffhanger with, what's his name? Aaron Paul going to shoot that guy. And then the next season when it picked up, they concluded that storyline so fucking quick. It was so pointless. I'm like, why?
Didn't you just conclude that before?
Yeah, it's nothing now. It means nothing when the season comes in. This is stupid.
Yeah, if you're going to do a cliffhanger, you should have it being like halfway through that particular story.
Yeah, well, it's beginning, middle, and end. It's not beginning, middle, and then like 30 seconds of an end at the beginning of the next season that you wrap up and move on from.
Exactly.
You don't have to do this.
He didn't even try and get away. He just sat in the parking lot.
I don't remember the specifics.
Even if the cops came, he was sitting in the parking lot.
I just remember...
With the gun.
I don't remember the
That
specifics.
he shot him with.
I just remember being excited to see how it concluded.
I've seen it like 3
and then you go in and it's like, concluded, and you're like, what?
Like fan base? Fuck you.
He should have fucking drowned Walter Jr. in the pool at the end.
They should have done.
That would have been a great ending. You fucking Walter White getting...
It's called Breaking Bad. That would be the final step.
Well, it was building and building and building, and then he kind of went kind of good again.
Or you know how in that scene when like what Lagatha? When Skylar pulls the knife and like she cuts him on the hand and stuff, and Walter's like, oh, and pulls it down and goes, yeah, stop it. Walt just goes, just brutally stabs Walter.
Yeah.
That would have been.
It was a pretty safe ending.
Yeah, they wanted to. I think the problem was they still wanted you to see him as some sort of a.
They wanted you to like the character, whereas like Tony Soprano, David Chase.
I was just going to bring that up.
It's a very easy equivalent, which I think was far better executed. David Chase did not necessarily want you to see Tony as a hero.
No,
sometimes he was, sometimes he was a monster. which is fucking
Yeah,
great.
he killed him over a horse.
Yeah. He murdered people and didn't give a fuck. He was a murderer. But then when it came to animals, he had this thing.
Like the horse, man.
And the ducks,
so much.
the ducks in the pool just kept on going and going and going. So yeah, a really flawed character. I remember when that...
Which is a human... Like, it's perfect because humans are like that.
Yeah, well, it's like the mobster thing. They do the brutal murder and they come home to the family.
I don't even want to look at you.
The first season with Tony, and he takes what's her name, the daughter?
Meadow?
Yeah, Meadow. He takes her out to find colleges, and in the middle of all that, he finds that rat and gets the wire and like strangles him to death. It's like the most brutal thing. Then he just goes back in and talks to his daughter casually about college. It's like the polar opposites.
It's like in Vikings when he drowns that Asian bitch, and then he's like,
it's one of his kids.
It's okay.
Yeah,
He's just like,
it's like Uber and who was it? Uber and Bitzerk are there. He's like, give me your fucking drugs. Give me this. Drowns it, turns around, they're there. He's like, ooh. Travis Fimmel is such a great actor, man. Ragnar was the best. All those, there's so many lines like you'd imagine it on paper and how it'd be read, and he just did something completely different.
When you replayed that scene of like, I am Karen! Oh my god, the part when he's like, with Athelstan to his body. Oh, tears, man.
Yeah, man, it was great. I rewatched season 4, part 1 and 2, and he was really the focal point, and the show is lacking a little. But it's still really good.
I love his character.
And just
the first time I watched it, I was conflicted because I was seeing him do all these horrible things. The second time I kind of understood more. You know?
I just give that. Yeah, it's like the Vikings, man. They're fucking murderous Vikings.
I just love him. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for watching, and it'd really help if you could like, subscribe, and comment. Now, me and Marky are gonna go to a New Year's party and boot up heroin and
gonna get fat.
have sex with a prostitute.
Biggie takes a walk.
Good night.